Alright, good morning everyone. How you doing? Today I want to propose to you a hypothetical, right? You think about it, right? It's not something I can prove to anyone, but I want to talk to you about it anyway, and you think about it, right? Now, say there's two people talking at the same time, right? One is trying to get you to be positive and one negative. Well, let's say the one that's positive speaks softer and the one, sorry about that is negative speaks louder, right? Who are you going to listen to, right? If two people are talking at the same time. Some people wonder why on some of my videos I have noise in the background. That's why, right? To see if you're listening or not, right? Because see, if the argument is between God, the angel of the Lord, and Satan, right? Who are two different beings, right? The problem isn't the argument itself, is that we're A, eavesdropping in on the conversation, and B, picking the side, right? I think that's where we're messing up, right? We're trying to act like we know well enough who's whom in the argument, when we don't, right? And what the argument is really about isn't sin, right? That's just an excuse to try and destroy us, right? What the argument is really about is the being arguing with the angel of the Lord wants to kill us, right? He's the one of us we became like, by the way, in Eden, right? Not the angel of the Lord, right? Which is the tree of life, right? Now, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil is the one that's arguing with the tree of life, right? And you won't see the metaphor that it's a human representation of those two, too, right? You're just blocking your mind from accepting that you're a tree and I'm a tree, but they're not human trees, right? Themselves, right? Which John and Jesus said as well, right? John the Baptist and Jesus, the Messiah of Israel. And the whole point is, first he had to come as a suffering Messiah, right? Now in the future he can come as the conquering Messiah if we do or don't repent. But the thing is, he's not coming to conquer through brute force. He's coming to conquer through knowledge of the Spirit within you, right? And how it works. Not you, not you. That's why a lot of you don't understand the concept of forgiveness and holding a grudge and things like that. Now, that don't mean that if someone does you wrong, they have a right to do you wrong either. But the punishment, in some ways, fits the crime, and in some ways, you also got to let certain punishment go to a point, too. It's like my 3-story fall. Whatever happened there, I can't prove it, but someone just harping that something happened between me and my stepdaughter, and that's the only time we could have talked about it 3 weeks after I was on base, right? And I didn't talk to anyone about it because to my wife it never happened, right? She's the witness, retard, like I keep telling you, right? Not me. And when my ex-wife said it never happened to the police department, she's acting all confused as she changes that statement to another police department or things like that, right? Not me. And if she's confused about it, right, that's only going to make everyone else confused, right? But if it's not her, and I was forced to talk to someone else about it on the 15th when I fell, right, after 5 p.m., after I got my payday on the 15th of the month, too, and I was going to go out and get something to eat and meet a girl, if I could. Let's see if she wanted to do the motel room with me or something, right? So again, I had a plan. Before I fell. Before you fell. It had nothing to do with my ex-wife, right? Trust me, that ship had sailed, right? 3 weeks ago. And there was no charges filed between the time I left the apartment till the argument on base anyway could have happened, right? Now, a lot of people think the louder they get, the more they're heard. No. It's if you're telling the truth or not. People know when someone's making up a bullshit story or not, right? If you don't know, you're the dumbass, right? Because you're not the eyewitness. Me and my wife would be anyway, right? If I was on the base safely for 3 weeks, right? You had no case to begin with, right? Though it's not the amount of time, right? It's how you treated me during the time we had the confrontation, right? That makes it a problem for you, not me, right? And not my ex-wife either. But the thing is, I'm not blaming anyone. You are. And I'm pretty sure I never spoke to that about that to anyone. Not my mom. No. Not my closest friends. And when I mentioned it on the blog, I said it because of the show Special Victims Unit on NBC. Now, that show had been out 3 years before I even got on disability. Or the same year. Actually, I got on disability and it came out. But I also didn't get on the internet till about another 2 to 3 years either. And that's when YouTube started popping up and things like that, right? So again, only someone besides my family and friends who I spoke to about that, because they were trying to physically harm me, would know that, idiot! No one else would know but you. That's your catch-22 as well. Now, because I have amnesia, yeah, I can't prove who did it, right? Like if something more happened with the car accident, and little Roddy, who was supposed to be injured too, was uninjured, it would involve them wrecking the car after we made it around the curve to Vivian's house, and then little Roddy, who was uninjured, did something to injure me, right? And wrecked the car, right? Trying to make it look like I did. But I survived it, and that freaked him out, so he had to call the ambulance anyway. That's what I'm thinking. That's what you're thinking. Probably happened there too, right? He really did wreck the car, right? And set it all up to make it look like it was my fault, right? But whatever we got into a fight about happened at Vivian's, not before. Not at the curve, right? Or he would have been injured too, because according to the accident report, the driver and passenger side of the windshield broke out. That means the whole front end of the windshield broke out, Roddy. Junior, or the fourth. And that's the problem there too, little Roddy. And you also mysteriously died around the same time I started asking you about that crap too. That's mysterious. Again, then Mark later on, and Mima and all that. And Harvey and Francine too, around that same time, right? But anyway, like I trust you motherfuckers here. Any more than I trusted anyone in the Navy either. Or Pastor Davis or Pastor Thomas. Or the Gnostic Gospels either. I just read through it all on my own without your fucking input, right? And understood it for myself, right? You lying crap holes. I know what you're doing now. You're siding with the evil one, lying that you're siding with God. Don't even want to pretend to know the difference between who's who. I know now. So anyway, I'm going to go for a brief walk, about at least 30 minutes, right? And do a recording real quick on my phone. So anyway, that's the whole point. So y'all have a great morning. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.